Tonight's bold question: will the jury be fair and impartial in the George Zimmerman murder trial? Today, day one of jury selection for the man who shot and killed Trayvon Martin. Hundreds of potential jurors making their way to the courthouse in Sanford, Florida, but only 6 will sit in judgment. What will this jury look like? Who will make it onto the nation's next high-profile jury? And will they be fair? Our in-studio experts tonight: criminal defense attorney Ashleigh Merchant, attorney and radio talk show host Mo Ivory, and defense attorney Esther Panich. But how would you describe a fair juror? Let me throw this out to our experts tonight, our panel and our guests. Give me one word, just one word, to describe a fair juror.
Uninterested.
Oh, Ashleigh Merchant, all right.
Now let's come over here. Ashleigh for the defense with a question for one of you.
I want to ask juror number 11. In your questionnaire, you said that you've already formed a personal opinion on this case based on what you've seen on TV. Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah. I have a personal theory of what I think has happened in the case, where I've taken George Zimmerman's story and the girlfriend's story and have kind of interwoven them to make my own personal connection to what I think could possibly have occurred. But also in my questionnaire, I say that I have the ability to keep an open mind to both the state and the defense's questioning.
Okay, so who do you strike?
I strike juror number 2.
Juror number 2, why?
Because in her questionnaire, she said she has participated in rallies about this case, and I don't like activists on my jury.
Rallies and activists. I'm not hearing any objections. Juror number 2, what do you think?
Well, as much as I would like to have been a juror on this jury, I cannot dismiss my activism, especially in a case like this one where I have formed an opinion and believe that justice will be served in this case for Trayvon's family.
And I love activists in the community, but not on my jury.
There you have it. Ashleigh, for the defense, one question.
I've got a question for juror number 1.
All right.
In your questionnaire, you said that you thought this would come down to who was the aggressor. What evidence would you like to see to determine, in your mind, who the aggressor was?
Well, at this point, I don't know, to be honest. You know, we've seen, obviously, one side of the story where Trayvon died. We've also seen later on that George Zimmerman had some injuries. He had a broken nose. He had a scar on, or excuse me, a cut on his head. So right now, I'm going either way, to be honest, and that's to be determined is what's out there that I haven't seen yet.
Well, I would like to keep number 1, since he is fair and open-minded, it sounds like, and I'd like to strike number 12.
Strike number 12, why?
Because in her questionnaire, she said that she thought that Mr. Zimmerman was guilty of manslaughter. And much like Mo, I don't want someone who's already decided guilt at all, because I'm going for a straight not guilty.
Have you already decided the case?
Oh, yes. I've already decided. There's no question.
Okay, so you couldn't have been fair and impartial.
I could not have been. So I understand why I would be striked. I was expecting it because I think it's cut and dry. I'm not even sure why there's confusion here.
All right, well, there you go. You get the red button, and I think she's proud of it.
I think so,
there you
too.
have
I think it was a smart strike.
Okay, Ashleigh, go ahead. Who's your question for?
For number 10.
Juror number 10, what's your question?
On your questionnaire, you talked about racial profiling and how you sometimes were guilty of it yourself. Can you share some of your thoughts on that?
Yes, I actually, when I'm in my neighborhood, I can kind of identify with George Zimmerman to the point that if I see someone in my neighborhood, say for instance baggy pants or different things like that, I'm on alert. Like, you know, this person doesn't look like they belong here, and I've actually called the police on people before. I just didn't wait, you know, get out of the car and shoot them. You know, I just went on home after I called the police. But yeah, I've done it before.
Okay, who do you strike?
Number 9.
Number 9. You strike number 9?
I do.
He sat here. He said he was being honest. Why?
I strike number 9 for a couple reasons. Mostly on your juror questionnaire, and I will read to you, you said George Zimmerman should have been arrested sooner. So that means you thought he should have been arrested, period, which does not go with my defense of self-defense.
Object.
Objection.
Objection.
Okay, why?
Yeah, absolutely. This juror said that he could keep an open mind on this case, and I feel that he is being struck from the jury just because he's a black male who would sympathize with Trayvon Martin.
Judge Alex, can you give us a quick ruling on this one?
Well, I would ask the juror some questions about that, so it's kind of hard to do that quickly. But I'll say at this point, I would go ahead and allow the strike as well.
Yes. How about in this particular case? Because, you know, you listen to that call, he says, and the dispatcher saying, what is he doing this so suspiciously? He's walking slowly through the rain.
But the first thing that he said on the call, he said he did not know the race. When the 911 dispatcher asked Zimmerman if he knew any more information, he said he didn't know. He thought he might be black, but he didn't know.
Aaron says, how do the attorneys know when to believe people when they say they don't know anything about the case? Great question.
Aaron, let's take that to Ashleigh Merchant. When do you believe these jurors during voir dire?
You know, it's just like anything. It's determining credibility. You make a credibility determination every single day when you decide whether or not to hire someone, whether or not to speak to someone, who to invite in your home. If a worker comes to your home, it's just a credibility determination, just like every other one that you make.
Amazing how much information can be transcribed in 15 seconds.
It
Amazing.
works, right?
Yeah, I know it is. Attorneys are afraid. That's really what it is. Attorneys are afraid of losing control of the case.
Put my client up to testify ever.
If the jury can ask questions.
Never.
You see, they like to control everything. Great job tonight. Great sports, our jury. Thanks so much. Even the ones that, you know, made it to the back row, not the front row. Appreciate it. Great job, everyone. That's it for HLN After Dark.